Hi, Dagobert from Dagbert's Tackle World here for this week's fish report for the 15th, 16th and 17th of March 2024. Okay guys, look, we've had some really bad weather and I can tell you it's going to come good next week, I think. They said that last week about this week, but it didn't happen, but it will next week. So I'm guessing this weekend's a total write-off. I'm not guessing that, it is a total write-off. So Saturday, 30 knots, southeast, Sunday, 15 to 20, 25 maybe. And then Monday it starts to drop off. It actually drops back to about sort of 8 to 15 knots maybe for both Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday tapers off a bit more. And then by the time we get to sort of Friday, Saturday, a bit of wind Friday night, but the morning looks really good and Saturday is just ridiculously good. So that's Saturday, not this week, but next week. It's about, I think, 3 to 7 knots for the day. Sunday, they don't show yet, but it's looking pretty much the same. So, and the fish bite picks up on Friday or Saturday morning. Saturday lunchtime goes rampant. It's up to about 80%. So I'm guessing next weekend we're going to see a lot of, not this weekend, the next weekend, we're going to see a lot of fish happening. So let's start with offshore. Like as soon as this wind breaks and the swell slows down, as you know, the seaway's been horrendous. As have all the coastal bars around here and down south. But once it drops off, I'm guessing we're going to have a lot of snapper. The mackerel opens up next Saturday on that perfect day, Saturday week that is, the 22nd. I think we're going to see a lot of fish caught. So I'm going snapper, mackerel, pearlies, wahoo, dolphin fish probably. This is offshore, and spanner crabs. So look guys, at this time of the year, we know we've got the mackerel closure opening back up the 22nd. So that'll be obviously troll and dead baits, garis, saris, slimies, bonito, all that sort of stuff, which we've got all that here in stock, all the baits for you. We've got all the rigs for you as well. But I'd be giving maybe the wahoo a crack. So I love trolling this time of the year, especially for the next 2 months at the back side of the 50 metre line along the back side of the 24 fathom reef. So trolling high speed skirts like these type of bad boys. These are just really good. The star lures, they're pre-rigged. They're really nice lures, if you can see those. And they work really well. Troll them at about, they're quite heavy. Troll them at about around sort of 10 to 12 knots and dropping them back about 60 metres behind the boat. Really good lures. If you want to troll a bit heavy gear out wider for wahoo, my suggestion would be something in this sort of category size. You can troll in 24 kilo or 37 kilo. A big jet head, an absolute humdinger. You can see that. These guys work really well, and we can wriggle that up for you in the store here as well. Quite heavy, it's about 300 or 400 grams. So definitely give the wahoo a go. The mackerel we've talked about. Spotty's going to be on too. You've got to look for spotties, look for the bait. I'm guessing anywhere from down palmy to jumping pin. Just got to find the bait, find the fish, find the birds. Away you go. Snapper, look, there'll be snapper on the 18 fathoms. We know they were caught there a couple of Sundays ago when we got that break in the weather for about 5 hours. So there's a lot of big snapper caught, 90 centimetres in on 18 fathom reef, and quite a lot in that 60, 70, and everywhere actually, on 36s and 50s, it didn't matter. I'd be using like, obviously, octo jigs, they're one of my favourite, and Stewie's favourites as well. That type of thing there, if you can see those, it's a nice Japanese ones there as well. Those things will work really well. Definitely give those a crack, anywhere from sort of 30 metres out to 100 metres. The pearlies will start up soon too, about another 3 or 4 weeks away, they'll be really cranking up. Vibes have been good on snapper as well, they'll be good the seaway too, but the snapper vibes have been working quite well. These are quite heavy little vibe. They're a new one out, Shimmer Vector they're called. From Berkeley, great lure, if you can see those. They'll work well too, vibing on the close reefs, sub 50 metres, definitely really good. So spanner crabs, look, I'll be giving those a crack as well. There's not much current, the current runs about 1.2 knots or 1.4 knots out wide, might only be a knot if they're in close. So great for spanner crabs. Once that wind drops off next weekend, not this weekend, the following weekend, definitely give the spanner crabs a go. But this weekend you have to stay home and get your gear ready. Okay, you just cannot go out in that big swell and low tide in the morning and 30 knots. So get your gear ready, or we're going to go estuary fishing. So let's go out the jumping pin. So jumping pin, flatties definitely around everywhere. There's a lot of flatties getting caught, and good size too. 50 to 70 centimetres, quite common. I would definitely try. Obviously, you get low tide about, I think on the weekend, around about sort of 9, 10 o'clock. So I'd probably be giving that the Tippers Channel around Pandanus Island and maybe Jacobs Well Channel a bit of a go. And those banks are on the low tide, the first to flood tide. I'd be definitely using shrimp lures. Excuse me. This is the new Samaki one. These are actually not too bad. These live shrimp, they're called. That's that fellow there, if you can see that. And the new Dr. Prawns as well, which are part of the Fishcraft range stable house from Samaki. They're really, really good as well. They do a 3 different sizes. That's the little one, the medium. The medium is going to be good for jewies, I reckon, as well. And definitely the big bad boy, which I use on snapper and jewies and threadies and all that sort of stuff. Definitely good on the threadies, I dare say. Give that a go. And prawns at the moment, they're running. So the other thing is chase prawns. They head up to around Cuchumudlo. Lamb's been really good. Even down around Jacobs Well's been not too bad at times. So just look for the boats. You'll see the prawns, and the guys catch them in the cast net. So you need a cast net top pocket. Got all that here as well. Excuse me. The other thing would be chasing whiting. So try chasing whiting in the lagoons at both lagoons at the top end of South Stratty. And the surf, if the surf starts to drop, there'll be definitely heaps of whiting in the surf and heaps of dart. I heard there's a few pippies around as well at the moment, so and heaps of worms, beach worms. So plenty of bait on the beach is always a good thing, right? So give that a crack. And crabs and muddies have been really good. So try the Mouth of Logan area, and maybe Jacobs Well and Pimpamar River as well. Give those a crack for the muddies at night time in particular. We're coming down the Broadwater now. So down the Broadwater in town, there's been a lot of whiting. Whiting's been everywhere. They've been in the back of wave break. They're using their unweighted yabbies again, casting your bait out and then catching big whiting in the shallows on the run-in tide at the back of wave break and the banks opposite Aqua Building. And I definitely get up around the Nerang River in the evening, some big ones in the Nerang River, anywhere from sort of Evandale up to sort of nearly Ross Street Bridge actually, but right up. So worms, yabbies and other go for bait, and the whiting have been around that sort of 32 to up to 42 centimetres. So really good size and good quality fish. So give that a crack. They catch them daytime too, which is amazing in the river. Give that a go. Flatties, there's been lots of flatties around starting as well. They're starting early this year. There's been some big ones called the Seaway this past week in that really rough conditions, up to about 75 centimetres. Just casting prawns and the stuff along the edge of the rock wall. These are one of my favourite prawns, the S-tackle. That fellow right there is an absolute humdinger, that colour as well. And I just really can't go past. This is actually one of my go-to baits. Rigged up all the time, fish time, in the 4-inch size. The pilch is my favourite colour. I've caught them in every colour, but that is my favourite colour. And I run that on a 3016 mushroom jig head, that fellow right there in that pink colour. And on BKK hooks. These things work really, really well matched up to either one of those two soft plastics in the S-tackle range. But yeah, give that a go. The other thing too is a troll for flatties. So you can troll for flatties along, say, the inside of Stratty, the west side of Stratty, all the way from, say, Browns Inlet all the way down to pretty well near the North Wall of the Seaway. So just troll that whole edge, keeping it around about that sort of, I'm guessing around 5 to 8 foot of water is what you want. I'll show this separately. But trolling like these little bantam lures from Shimano, an absolute beauty lure. Good looking lure, work really well, swim really well. Unfortunately, you're going to get tail and all these other fish hammering them as well, but they'll work really well. This little fella here's a beautiful little lure as well for trolling. They're great. Give them all a crack. So flatties around Crab Island trolling the well, the banks on the edges at low tide, as tide first starts to come in the morning. Give that a crack as well for the tailor, for flatties, but you get tailor there as well. Okay, on the north side of Crab Island up to Sovereign. Else in the Broadwater, you try for muddies, again in the north and south arm of Coomera, Pimpamar, as I said earlier. try up Nerang if you want to have a crack with muddies up Nerang. There are a few up there. And probably even in the canals down around Broadbeach and that area. If you want to beach fish, as I said, the swell's dropping. You maybe try for Dart and Whiting and Taylor as well. Give that a go around in front of SeaWorld there, Phillip Park, and maybe down towards in front of the Focus building. I don't mind that area as well, just before surface. And then down towards Mermaid is not too bad as well, and Broadbeach area. Give that a go as well. Good whiting down there as well, and flatties in the surf as well. Further south, look down towards Tweed area. Definitely going to be flatties in the river. Definitely going to be some good whiting in the river. There's some good whiting up around Tumbulgum, further up the river a little bit. Some good whiting up there. On the surf, Dart and Whiting, definitely Cabarita area. And Taylor, maybe give it a crack down further towards Brunswick Way, New Brighton area. Give that a go. Yeah, that's probably about it for down south. Obviously, there's whiting in the Tweed, in the Palm Beach area, sort of in the Currumbin and Tallebudgera creeks. Give that a go as well. In the Hinds Dam, bass fishing, we go to freshwater now. Look, they've got a comp up there this weekend. There'll probably be 60 boats or 60 people up there fishing it for bass, but that means the bass are on, right? So get up there amongst it and have a good time. So bass band spinnerbaits, so we carry a huge range. Great things. Definitely catch the bass in the Hinds Dam, that type of thing there. You can see those. They're really, really good. And we've got these double, like I said, quad bait, ball bait, spinner baits. It's a bit confusing, that one. And this is a 6-leaf dual arm spinner bait, if you can see that on there. There's a spinner bait there. So these things in the water look like a whole school of little bait fish swimming along, and the bass just come in and just scoff the whole lot. They're great little things. So I've got a good range of those in colours as well. So Hinds Dam, yeah, definitely bass fishing. Look, I tried both the east and the west arms. I like the east arm, so I put in at the near the tower there, and head south, head up towards the timbers, and that area is really good. But the west side is good as well. Below the dam wall, definitely good fishing, sort of from Latimer's Crossing to Whedon's Crossing. Give that whole area a good go. There's all little holes and that through there. You can get down through some of the parks and the roads that lead into those sort of holes. Don't go on private property, guys, but give it a go there if we can find access to it. Spinnerbaits are really good there as well. Coomera River, same deal, Upper Coomera, above the weir. Give that a go if we find a hole and access to the area, public area. Give that a go as well. That's probably it for up the dams. Stewie's still up there chasing barra. He went and caught, he went to Townsville and chasing jungle perch. The last I heard, but now he's heading back down towards Bowen, obviously back to Proserpine and back to Peter Faust. After the big elusive barra. Go, Stewie. You'll be able to do it, mate. and give it a go. But he's had more rain, more 30 knot winds, and he's had probably 2 weeks of not much under 30 knots, and lots of rain. So he's doing it tough, but that's what fishing's all about, guys. So get out there and do it. Okay. So don't forget to chase us up here at Douglas Tackle World at number 8, Centreview Drive, Bigger Waters, just behind Harbour Town, off Brisbane Road, behind Gold Coast Tile Mart. And don't forget about our YouTube page, Douglas Fishing page, channel, and our Instagram page, and you can learn lots from there and tell your friends about it. Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.